Hello everyone. In this video, I wanted to show you the kind of quality videos that can be created with the newly released Seedance 2.5 AI model. Since many of the subscribers on this channel originally started following it for War Thunder content, I thought the best way to introduce this latest AI model would be with a World War II scene inspired by movies like Saving Private Ryan. To create the first video, I wrote a basic prompt describing an ambush in which American soldiers attack a German armored convoy. After that, I asked ChatGPT to refine the prompt and make it clearer and more detailed. While designing the scene, I specifically requested that the German convoy be led by a Panzer IV tank. The reason for this was that compared to the much more famous Tiger tank that we often see in movies and video games, the Panzer IV is less commonly recognized. If the AI could accurately generate a Panzer IV simply from its name being mentioned in the prompt, that would be a significant advantage for users.
Just for food!
Unfortunately, as you saw in the first video, Seedance 2.5 generated a tank that looked much closer to the more popular Tiger tank instead of a Panzer IV. I also noticed another issue in the first video. The soldier firing the bazooka seemed to be speaking complete gibberish instead of saying meaningful lines. At least I couldn't understand a single word he was saying.
Just for food! Just for food!
I don't know about you, could you understand him? If you think you did, let me know in the comments. Because of this, I asked ChatGPT to rewrite the prompt and include short, scene-appropriate dialogue. Another problem in the first video was a rather unintentionally funny moment where 3 German crew members all tried to climb out of the tank by lifting the side skirt armor at the same time. It looked more like a comedy sketch than a realistic battlefield scene. The AI clearly didn't understand where the crew should properly exit the vehicle. To fix both this issue and the tank model itself, I used several AI image generators to create reference images of a Panzer IV, as well as diagrams showing its correct crew entry and exit points. Among the tools I tested, Banana 2 produced the most useful results, so I included those images as visual references for the second and subsequent videos. Before creating the second video, I asked ChatGPT to generate a much more advanced prompt. This new version included period-accurate details, timestamps for a 10-second scene, and more detailed technical and cinematic instructions. While creating that prompt, I specifically asked it to mention that the M1 rifle could only fire in semi-automatic mode, while the other soldier carried a Thompson submachine gun capable of fully automatic fire. I also emphasized that the camera should remain fixed behind the American soldiers throughout the scene.
Tank up front, I see it. Take the lead tank. Good hit! They're bailing out! Tank up! Keep firing! Target down! Hold the line!
In the second video, Seedance performed much better. It successfully kept the camera in a fixed position, and the dialogue occurred at the intended moments. Thanks to the reference images created by Banana 2, it also generated a much more accurate Panzer IV and portrayed the German crew's escape routes more realistically than in the first video. However, another issue became apparent. The weapons carried by the soldiers were still not historically accurate. To address this, I used Banana 2 to create a new reference image containing an M1 rifle, a Thompson submachine gun, and a bazooka. I added this image to the same prompt and generated the third video.
Tank up front, I see it. Take the lead tank. Good hit! They're bailing out! Tank up! Keep firing! Target down! Hold the line!
In the third video, although not perfectly accurate, Seedance reproduced the shape of the bazooka almost exactly as shown in the reference image. However, I noticed a very obvious morphing effect when the soldier switched from the bazooka to his rifle. Another issue was that the American soldiers were positioned directly in front of the German convoy, which reduced the realism of the ambush. To correct these problems, I asked ChatGPT to revise the prompt one final time. The updated version clearly specified that there should be only 3 American soldiers, listed each soldier's weapon individually, and described the exact order in which those weapons should be used. I also requested that the camera be positioned farther away so that all 3 American soldiers would remain visible and that the distance between the American soldiers and the German convoy be increased. Using this final prompt, I generated the fourth and final video.
Lead tank, got it. Hit! Good shot! They're bailing out! Tank up! Keep firing! Target down! Hold the line!
As you can see, Seedance 2.5 implemented the requested changes almost perfectly. In my opinion, the most impressive improvement was the complete removal of the morphing effect when the bazooka operator switched to his M1 rifle. The weapon transition was depicted in a remarkably realistic manner. In addition, the soldiers' formation and weapon assignments matched the prompt exactly this time. What impressed me most about Seedance 2.5 was its ability to reproduce both the details explicitly described in the prompt and the visual information contained in the reference images with an extremely high degree of accuracy. Of course, with even more reference images and a more detailed prompt, it seems entirely possible to create scenes that are even more realistic and cinematic. That's all from me for today. I'd love to hear what you liked about the videos generated by Seedance, as well as what you think could still be improved. Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video. Goodbye.